What up, Radthad here, and right now we're going to talk about the 10,000 hour rule. Alright guys, so Radthad here. I want to make a quick video about a series of clips that I found that are surrounded by this topic that is called the 10,000 hour rule, and I'll insert all the clips that I'm referring to right here.
And you talk about the 10,000 hour rule, that it's not just a matter of, well, this person's a genius, this person has an amazing ability. It is actual practice and hard work.
You know, so a group of really brilliant psychologists in the field of expertise research have sat down and tried to figure out how long do you have to work at something before you become really good, right? And the answer seems to be, it's an extraordinarily consistent answer in an incredible number of fields, and that is you need to have practiced, to have apprenticed for 10,000 hours before you get good. So every great classical composer, without exception, composes for at least 10 years before they write their masterwork.
Mozart, 10.
Mozart is composing at 11, but he's composing garbage at 11. I mean, he doesn't produce something great until he's 22 or 23. Concerto number 9, I think, 271. If I asked you, how long did it take you when you were doing this job before you felt comfortable and good at what you were doing?
10 years at least.
10 years, yeah. Same with me. I mean, it's an incredibly consistent finding, and it's really important because it says that we are far too impatient with people. When we assess whether someone has got what it takes to do a certain job, we always want to make that assessment after 6 months or a year, and that's ridiculous.
That's when being good at something, so-called being an expert goes back to Malcolm Gladwell and the 10,000 hour rule, which I truly believe in.
You figured out, like, hey, playing ball is what I love to do. How many hours did you put in a day working on your game when you were in high school?
In high school? Well, I played all the time. Winter, fall, summer, spring. I mean, I would play probably, depending on how much schoolwork I got a day, you know, 8 to 3. And I'd probably play from like 4 to like 10.
Check this out. How many hours does it take to become an expert? 10,000. Let's divide that by the number of hours you spent per day playing. 6. By the number of days in a year. 365. But before I hit the equal sign, let me ask you this. What's the average age of a high school freshman? Between 14 and 15 years old, right? Can we call that 14.5? When did Kyrie start doing his practice schedule? In high school. So when we hit the equal sign from earlier, we see that it would take Kyrie 4.5 years to hit 10,000 hours playing at the rate that he was. What's 14 and a half plus 4.5? 19, which is how old Kyrie was as a rookie.
The key, have you ever heard of this theory about the 10,000 hours theory? So that theory works, right? So when I first started out, I saw Damien Rice in concert, and I mentioned it in a song. I said I won't stop till my name's in lights, Stadium Heights with Damien Rice, and literally, like, I watched him and was like, I want to do that one day, and wrote a million songs, did a million gigs, and have ended up kind of doing a similar thing. But it literally came from writing a song a day, or 2 songs a day, or 5 songs a day, and just getting all these songs out of me, doing a million gigs, sometimes 3 gigs a day. We did 6 gigs a day one year at Glastonbury. But I think you view it as a dirty tap. When you switch a dirty tap on, it's going to flow shit water out for a substantial amount of time, and then clean water is going to start flowing, and now and then you'll get a bit of shit, but as long as it gets out of you, it's fine. So with songs, you're going to write shit songs at the beginning. My songs were terrible. My raps were terrible. Like, I listened to it the other day, it's awful. But I got it out of me, and the more and more you write, the more and more you experience, and then you start flowing clean water, and songs start getting better and better and better. And when you're on a good streak, you're writing good songs, now and then you're going to write a shit song, and that song is out of you and you can move on. And it's the same with gigs. Like, you will always play bad gigs at the beginning. That's what you need to do, and then the more gigs you do, the better you'll get. Now and then you'll have a shit gig, but that's all right because you've got it out of you and you've experienced it. So I just say the more and more you can do, you put in your 10,000 hours, write as many songs as possible, gig as much as possible. Always be nice to people, because that is how the music industry works now. It doesn't work on who's the best, it works on who's got the best music and who's the nicest. That's why people at the top of the chart, that's why Gary Barlow's been big for so many years, because he's such a lovely bloke. Everyone wants to help him out. Ollie Murs, fantastic. He's really nice to everyone. That's why it works. Whereas you see certain singers who may not be nice to everyone and then they have a slow decline. I don't know. But yeah, I'd say be nice, write songs, do gigs.
Alright, so pretty big names associated with this 10,000 hour rule. And when you are like thinking about how successful these guys are, it's kind of hard to doubt that they've actually put in that much work. Because Kyrie, I mean, I'll put the clip in where he would say what the math is for how he would have fit the 10,000 hours in. And Ed Sheeran, I mean, you can just kind of tell in his songs that he has kind of mastered his style and his craft, and honestly, I don't doubt that he's put 10,000 hours of work into his art. So, in this video, I just kind of wanted to share my opinion on whether the 10,000 hour rule is something that everyone should follow or strive for, or is it just kind of a made-up thing? And in short, my answer is no, it is not a made-up thing, and definitely you should follow it. This is something that I'm striving for right now. I'm trying, so right now I'm going to upload this video onto both my channels. I have a music one and a fitness one. And it's 10,000 hours is always something I keep in the back of my head. Because, I mean, if you think about it, most people waste their life away with, like, things that really don't matter. Things that don't really involve their goals and becoming the best version of themselves. So I think always having this 10,000 hour kind of always in the back of your head, it'll keep you accountable to yourself not to be wasting your time, and that you can always be doing something to achieve your goals. So yeah, I don't think it's baloney at all. I mean, some people have less time than others, but always having that huge goal of 10,000 hours in the back of your head is sure to, I mean, it helps. I'm just going to share I'm not going to tell you what to do, but I'm going to share my experience. For me, keeping that in the back of my head has made me stop wasting time a lot. And as I said, this is going to be for my music channel and my fitness channel. Instead of sitting on my couch trying to watch the newest movies or going out to see Infinity War or Black Panther, I stay home and I lift weights, fitness, I research nutrition, try to find out the newest EMG studies, and that's just for fitness. For music, I try to make beats, I practice singing, practice rapping, and that's all I'm going to say is, for me, this 10,000 hour rule has really changed my life. It keeps me accountable to myself. And I'm not going to tell anyone to do it, but I would recommend it to anyone who finds themselves wasting time or not being able to be accountable to themselves. And just constantly remind yourself that you can be doing more than you are right now. So this video is approaching 4 minutes long, so it's a little bit longer than I wanted it to be. But I just wanted to share this video about how you can probably waste less time on things that don't matter to you and spend more time on things that actually do, and just by having this figure of 10,000 hours inside your head. Radthad signing out.
3 years without leaving. Okay, 2 years of traveling, 8 years of sleeping, 3 years of school. How many movies have you went to? How many wrestling matches? How much entertainment? How many movie theaters, live plays, baseball games? Probably 2 years of entertainment. So by the time a man, you older people know him, bear witness what I'm saying, by the time you have children, by the time you have made a way for your children, by the time you pay for your home, you push your 60 years old. So life is real short. So you add up all your traveling, add up all your sleeping, add up all your school, add up all your entertainment, you've probably been half your life doing nothing. So what am I'm 35 years old. 30 more years, I'll be 65. We don't have no more influence. We can't do nothing much at 65. Your wife will tell you that. So what I'm saying,